Next, we move on to the preliminaries of a report or planning for a report. So before writing a research report, we need to plan on certain things. That is, at first, we need to decide on the type of readers whom we wish to read our research thesis. That is, certain reports will be prepared for organizations. Certain reports or thesis works will be prepared for academicians. Certain thesis reports will be written for the government policy makers, and so on. So at first we have to decide as to who is our targeted audience, and hence if your targeted audience is laymen or general people, then we should write our report in layman's language. Or if we are going for high-end persons who are much into this topic, then we can use more of technical jargons. That doesn't matter. So accordingly, we should plan the targeted audience. Then the next one is the purpose of our research report. That is, why are we writing this research report? Again, it can be for, again, to gain knowledge so that the students, the scholars, or the academicians can go through it. Okay, maybe just adding to the knowledge bank, or it can be for some organizations to formulate their policies. Okay, some organizations can go through our research report and then they can decide on their policy matters. Such cases, or the objective of our research report is to give suggestions to the organization. Or maybe, as I said earlier, your research report, you are writing this particular report for the government policy makers, so they can plan the future policies accordingly. So you should also identify what is the purpose of your research, and that should be reflected in your recommendations. Then the next one is the scope of the report. The scope of the report also depends on the findings and also the type of reader, who the type of the reader is, and also what is the findings that you have made and what are the recommendations. Your scope of the report will also depend on these factors. Then the next one is the style of the report and the format of the report. What style should be used, and also in what format should you write this particular report. All these things should be decided in advance before starting off with writing a thesis. And also the time of writing a report. What is the correct time that you have decided to write a report? Normally people think about starting off to write a report only after they have completed all their research works. Thus they consider it to be the final stage. But it need not be the same always. It is always preferred that we can write about our objectives, the literature review part, the theoretical framework that already exists. All these things can be written in advance. And as we move forward in our research, we can go forward and write about the data analysis part and also the findings and recommendations and so on. So we have to time accordingly. We have to give proper time as to where to start and where to stop.